Well, hello there, everybody. Welcome back to the Mean Machine Snowmobile Shop. So, guys, this is going to be the last video I do on the 250 cup motor that we just built on the channel. If you're just joining in, I encourage you to go back, go through. I go step by step on how to do it. You know, it's really simple once you get going. And guys, you probably can hear Pepper Jack in the background. He's up. He just woke up and he's going for it. So guys, I'm going to get right into the carburetor. So basically what you're going to use is you're going to use a stock 38 Mikuni that goes to an Indy 500, the liquid version. You're going to use all the guts that are in it, which are a 3.0 valve slide, a 35 to 40 pilot. You're going to use QO 247, the main needle jet. You're going to use a main jet of 280, depending on your elevation where you're at in the world, okay? Those are the settings. Those are what come in here on the East Coast. This is what we use, okay? And I'm in Maine, for anybody who's curious to where I'm at. I'm in Maine, so that's what we use here. So it depends on, you know, and you guys can check it with your, you know, you can get into the barometric pressure thing or whatever. I don't know how it is in other places, but I do know that the elevation has something to do with it, so it may vary. So bear that in mind. But basically, whatever you do, wherever you, if you use your stock, whatever comes in your carburetor, I think you'll be okay. So that's enough about the carburetor. It's relatively easy. So guys, I've already cut my plate. Now I'm going to give you the dimensions of what you got to cut your plate out for and your holes. So let's jump right into that. Okay, first of all, guys, so this is a stock 400 I got laying around the shop here. And from the end of the crank right here, okay, to the edge of this plate is 2.5 inches, all right? So that's, you know, that's pretty self-explanatory there. Now, guys, from the end of the crank that we just, you know, I shortened in the block, the block doesn't matter. So what you're going to do is you're going to go from the end of the crank to the center of this hole. If you go back and look, we used all thread, and I explained why. So that is 2 7/8. Okay. So what you're gonna do? Sorry, guys. What you're gonna do is you're gonna go from 2.5 to the edge of that plate. Okay. Now you look where the center of my hole is. That's 2 7/8. Okay. That's where you're going to spike your hole right there on both sides. These two holes right here. All right, so when you slide this down, you measure, and before I jump ahead, you're going to measure from the center of this hole to the center of this hole, which is 1 7/8. So you're going to come up, you're going to mark it 1 7/8, center of your hole, or you can go 2 inches. I had to egg the hole out a little bit, so you might want to... you know, you might, and I could have been off with my line a little bit. I just egged this back hole out a little bit. But it fits now, and I'll show you that in a minute. But from, it's hard, might be hard to see you guys, but that center hole is 3 3/4. So obviously, if you look at these here, these two bolts here, they set in a little bit. It's about 3/16 of an inch. Okay, so these were the original stock holes here. This one and this hole here. So you can see where I set it in a little bit. Now I might have set mine in a whisker, like a 1/16 too far, so because I had to egg it out just slightly. But you get the general idea, okay? Now. Here, what you're going to do is you're going to measure. That dimension right there is roughly about 1 inch and 5/16. So you're going to measure from there. Hang on, guys. Bear with me because I'm doing this one-handed. So you measure from the end, 1 5/16 all the way over to 7 inches. And you're going to make your mark here, and then you're going to measure down. And that dimension, guys, is going to be right in the 4 3/4 mark. So you're going to measure, you're going to come down 4 3/4 here, 4 3/4 here. Then you're going to measure over to 5 3/4 here. Now you can make it 5 7/8 if you want, whatever. But this is to cut out for your rewind. And don't worry, guys, this aluminum's plenty strong enough. It'll hold your motor. Trust me. It does mine. And, you know, I built these in years past and raced them and never had a problem. So, but that's it, guys, right there. That's the motor plate. That's what yours should look like when yours is done, okay? Yeah, probably yours will look better than mine. I don't know, but that's what you get the general idea, okay? Okay, guys, so the motor plate is on, as you can see, okay? Now, what you're going to have to do, because these are your stock, these are bolted right solid to the plate, then you're going to have to fill the space in on both sides. Now, I would suggest putting some washers in there, and that's probably what I'm going to do. And then you just you'll put your lock and your nut here, and then you'll tighten them up, and then you'll cut these off wherever you want. And then that's it. And when you bolt this in, any Indy 500 chassis, it'll bolt right on. You ain't got to measure. You ain't got to worry about your belt size, nothing, because this will be set for an 1105. Or I think the new number is 3024. You guys can double check that, but I'm pretty sure that is. If not, you can drop me a comment and let me know what it is. Save me from looking it up, I guess. So, but yeah. So guys, there it is. Now I've still got to do a couple things to the motor, like the wiring and stuff. I got to just zip tie some of that up. And I got to put my spacers in here, but that's it. She's ready. You know, if I was racing tomorrow, I would definitely have this ready, and it would be in the sled. And it's just, that's the way it is. Pretty cool stuff. Okay, guys. So, I've given you everything you need to put your motor together. We started out, we cut everything, we pressed the crank apart, we put it back together, the bearings. I've given all the links to everything that I've done, that I've ordered for this. And, yeah, there it is. So, that's a 500 Indy cut in half to a 250, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the series. We got a lot more to come. So thanks for watching and hanging out in the shop with me, guys. And like I always say, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And may God bless.